Alright, this video is going to cover how to create a dashboard in Tableau. So to start, there's quite a few ways you can make a dashboard. Most of them are just simple buttons. In the bottom here, there's the new dashboard next to new sheet, and new story, it's the one in the middle. Kind of the same with the top. You can go up to the new and click the down arrow, and new dashboard will be here. Or you can go up to the icons in the top left and click dashboard and click new dashboard, which is what I'm going to do. So when you click new dashboard, it'll show up this blank white sheet here, and it'll also show all of the sheets you have on the left. For me, those are all visualizations, but if they're just displays of data, like in a table, it'll do the same thing. And what you want to do is you just want to take the sheet you want. So for me, this is going to be a heat map. I'm just going to drag it over, and it's going to fill the shaded area. And as you can see, two things happened. I got my heat map to show up, and I also got the key for the heat map to show up. And so two things I'm going to do right now are I can resize my heat map by making sure the two arrows show up, and I can drag it either way and it'll resize to fit the new dimensions I give it. And I want to move the key above the map, so what I'll do is I'll just click it and I'll go up to this top portion right here, make sure the four arrows show up, and I'll just drag it over the belongingness map. And then you can see, I'll show it again, your things will show up wherever the shaded area is. So right now the shaded area is the bottom, so this will actually move the key to the bottom, like so. And it's pretty simple. It'll just show up where the shaded area is. Pretty easy. Now I'm going to add a new one, and as you'll see, it'll show up in the shaded area, but the dashboard is confined to the white box that the screen shows. So it's actually just going to take up this, and it shrinks the belongingness map, and it also has a key. So I'm going to move the key over right here, kind of make it even. And then I'm going to resize it so it's about halfway for each, and it provides the nice arrow for it. And now I have these two on here. Now I'm just going to drag and drop the rest of my visualizations so you can kind of see what it looks like. I try and keep them kind of even, but I do have 5, which will make it a little bit more difficult, just because it's an odd number. I can't like evenly space it. So this one, we can actually just make it a big box on the end, and then squish all the other ones together. So like this. And then this one has a key too, and it's taking up its own like whole section. So I'm going to make sure I put it over this, and that way it makes it smaller, everything fits. If you want, drag this just so it fits easier, nice and clean. Another thing to note about dashboards is your visualizations or your data is fully accessible in the dashboard. So as you can see, it highlights and explains everything inside of the bar graph or the map, and I can even zoom in or zoom out on the map. Same with the scatter plot and the line chart. And it'll give you, it's a full view, but compressed into one dashboard. So dashboards is just a really good way to present all the information you want to present. Now I'm going to open up a new dashboard just to go over it again. As you see, I used the bottom right icon instead this time. And this time I'm just going to do 4, and we're going to leave the map out this time. So do that one, comes with its key. I'm just going to throw everything in first, and then we can order it later. Now this is another way to do it, where I have all of the keys that correspond on the right here. They're all in their own section, and these are all the dashboards. This is just another way to do it. It doesn't really matter. It's personal preference. The dashboard is for presenting your information. So however you feel is appropriate to present your information is the correct way to do it. Additionally, with your dashboard, to make things fit kind of better is, as you could see, if I have this on standard, it doesn't fit the whole screen. So I have this extra blank white text here. So what you do is when you click on it, you can edit it, and you can set it to fit width, you can set it to fit height, you can set it to entire view, so it'll take up either the entire space or it'll fit the width. Like as you can see, the entirety of my bar chart isn't showing up here, it just takes up the entire thing. But if I fit width, it should shrink. Well, there we go. It's fit height. My bad. But as you can see, it shrinks down to fit it to the entirety of the box allotted to it. Standard's the same thing. Entire view is usually what I go with, just it's simpler. And this works with your keys too. Anything on here, you can edit with. Same with swap rows and columns. This is an effect directly on the visualization itself or your worksheet. So if I click this, it moved my average belongingness in this. It just changes the ways you can present it, so you don't have to go through and you don't have to do all that work on your worksheet. You can just do it in the dashboard itself.